I think a lot of things sound much nicer when it's in Italian, right?
Exactly. Just get up and to travel all by myself. A dish that takes us straight to the heart of Italy. Hello, and welcome to a new exciting episode of Film and Flavor, where cooking meets movies in a very tasty way. I'm Zain Hasan.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Ahmed Zayani. If someone asked what image comes to mind with the words Italian food, you would likely picture a bowl of spaghetti and tomato sauce, the most famous Italian recipe, spaghetti al pomodoro.
True, Ahmed. Today, we have this truly special dish on the menu, the spaghetti al pomodoro, a dish that takes us straight to the heart of Italy. Inspired by the 2010 romantic drama film Eat, Pray, Love, the screenwriter Jennifer Salt adapted Gilbert's best-selling book of the same name with director Ryan Murphy, who co-wrote and directed the film.
Now, Zain, I was speaking to a couple of colleagues at work, and one of them just happens to be returning from vacation in Italy. And he mentions that, while we do enjoy very decadent pastas here, like a mix of different sauces, cheeses, all these different proteins that we add on top of them. But that doesn't seem to be the case in Italy, where if you order something like this, you would be frowned upon.
That is true, actually. In my trip to Italy, I've realized and I've noticed this a lot in many different Italian restaurants, that the spaghettis and any kind of Italian dish that they serve in their country, which is Italy, is very different from the Italian dishes that we get served here in Bahrain, or any other country for the matter. Italians like to keep their dishes simple, but filled with flavor.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's actually pretty interesting, because you wouldn't get that many, a different flavor palette, if you would say that.
Exactly, yeah.
But because they're so focused on each ingredient, the burst of flavor that you get is quite substantial in comparison, right?
Exactly. I mean, the tomato sauce itself, the ones that they use, it's just very, it's fresh tomato sauce. They homemade, they make everything themselves, and everything is so original because that's just how Italians.
So it's all from scratch.
Yeah, so I completely understand why Julia Roberts or Liz Gilbert would choose spaghetti pomodoro as her way of trying to experience a new food flavor, you know?
Absolutely, and I think the fact that it's so different from what she's used to does help in her pilgrimage of rediscovering herself. Because, I mean, if she just tasted any pasta, it wouldn't have the same impact. But the moment that those strands of spaghetti hit her tongue, the look on her face of absolute jubilation just tells you a story by itself.
It does. The look on her face it just explains to you how powerful Italian food can be, or just food in general, if I'm being honest.
Oh, totally. And I think this film was impactful enough, like the way she reacts to the different foods she tastes in Italy, that for a lot of people, it became a source of inspiration to plan their own trips to Italy, right?
Yes, it's a source of inspiration to plan their own trips, not just to Italy, but as a part of their self-discovery journey, I'd say. When I watched the film, it truly inspired me to just get up and to travel all by myself. Even though I'm not that kind of a person, I like traveling in groups, but it was cool to see that kind of concept. You know, a woman traveling alone, experiencing things for the first time in her life is inspiring.
Oh, absolutely.
In many ways.
I think you discover a lot about yourself when you do venture into the world by yourself. Because usually if you're in a group setting, you do have someone else to rely on.
Yes.
But when you're yourself, at that situation, you're the most exposed. And I think that's what Julia Roberts' character learns throughout this journey. Like the whole phase of eat, pray, and love. It's a natural progression of how you would be able to rediscover yourself and stand on your own 2 feet, being independent in that sense.
Exactly. It is the cycle of life, I'd say. You know, I mean, these are eating and praying and loving are all just like our day-to-day lives. We all pray, we all eat, we all love, but there are also different ways in which we can experience those things. There are many different ways of eating, many different ways of loving. So it was a really cool concept to delve into.
I think that's part of the reason why the book itself is very popular. And I think for a lot of people, when they heard the movie is going to be made based on that, there was a lot of apprehension. But I think Ryan Murphy, Julia Roberts, the entire cast and crew were able to bring it all together. And they gave us a film that truly lives up to the book's reputation.
They really did. And I mean, usually with these kind of movies, they mainly focus on how a teenager would experience these things, you know, because you're going from a person who's so young to a person who's entering adulthood. But it was cool to see a concept where an adult is actually experiencing things for the first time and starting her self-discovery journey, because it's never too late to learn new things about yourself.
Oh, absolutely. It's never, ever too late. And our audience members should remember that. It's never too late.
Check out. I am not checking out. I need to change. You have a support system here, Liz. You have friends and family who love you. And do you feel my love for you? My support for you? No, there's like nothing. I have no pulse. I'm going to Italy.
Italy? Why Italy?
What did you have for lunch today?
I don't know. Salad?
Exactly. I used to have this appetite for food, for my life, and it is just gone.
You know, I remember there was an Italian restaurant in the film called the Osteria del Antiquiro. I hope I got that right. And we see Julia Roberts' character playing Elizabeth Gilbert, smiling like a little girl with candy, looking almost guiltily at a perfect bowl of spaghetti pomodoro. When the camera shows close-ups of her eating each bite, I could almost taste the freshness of the tomato sauce.
Rome could not have better publicity for its cuisine, which I'm sure that is the best in the world in terms of flavor, health, authenticity, and ambiance. Julia Roberts did a great demonstration. Tourists go to Italy to taste the food they ate in the film. Spaghetti pomodoro, pasta, carbonara, pizza from Naples, and dishes typical of Rome's Lazio region. This is a great experience.
Actually, the filming locations of the film included New York City, Rome, and Naples, as well as Delhi and Patudi in India. It also included Ubud and Padang Beach in Bali. I think the variety of filming locations made Eat, Pray, Love ultimately charming and inspirational.
You are a word traveler.
He says that to everyone.
Already make your money. You don't have young man ambition.
He's good.
You have 3 children.
Chew, that's a colors.
And you have divorce. Very difficult. You love her very much. You haven't heard that bone. Now you are scared to open your heart. You are afraid hurt will happen to you again.
Gilbert's first stop was Rome, where people love their food. That's the eating part of the movie. She finds spirituality in India and love in Indonesia. Now, let us see how Chef Ali Yosif will take us to the heart of Italy to enjoy spaghetti al pomodoro.
Hi everyone, it's me, Chef Ali Yosif once again, and today I'm going to prepare for you spaghetti al pomodoro. This simple pomodoro sauce, it's based of Italian cook. Also, it's called as a sugo. Sugo means actually sauce, and it's used for almost every dishes we can make it, and also it's a universal sauce. You can use it in every way, especially with the complicated sauces. Use it plain, add to it proteins and that. So let's start this cooking, and let me show you what ingredients do I have here. And my ingredients are simple. I got chili flakes, which is very famous in Italian cooking too. And then I've got onions, and this pomodoro sauce actually doesn't have onions. It's just because I like to add more flavor and texture to the dish, so I added onions. Then followed by we have tomatoes and salt and pepper, garlic, spaghetti, and basil. And of course, using my chili di arbolo olive oil for extra flavor. Before we start, actually, let's boil the spaghetti. Then do it slowly so it won't break, because once it's hot, it gets soft. Right, while the spaghetti is boiling, we're going to make the sauce. So we're going to start with onions. I don't want to put a lot, just a little bit of onions. And stir it a little bit. Then followed by garlic. Garlic also important in Italian cooking. We keep stirring it constantly, and then we're going to add the tomatoes. Then followed by, we're going to add a little bit of salt and pepper, just for taste. Then we keep stirring it. Now, keep stirring it until your tomatoes are fully cooked. If you want to add chili, it's also an optional. As you see, the sauce is ready. Then we're going to add the pasta. You can strain it on different ways, but this is my way. Mix them together. Mix them together. Bring the sauce up, down, right, left, in and out. Now, pasta is almost ready. I'm going to add a little bit of salt once again. Then, ready to plate it. This is how you plate your spaghetti. And you will garnish it with basil. And here we have the very traditional Italian spaghetti al pomodoro, as in eat, pray, love in our kitchen with little magic. But wait, before you sit down to watch the movie, please go to the kitchen first and prepare delicious and simple dish, spaghetti al pomodoro.
Welcome back. Thank you so much, Chef Ali Yosif. This looks absolutely delicious. Did you guys know that pomodoro is the Italian word for tomato, but it just sounds so much nicer in Italian?
You know, a lot of words do sound nicer in Italian, right?
They do. They sound fancier.
They sound elegant, right? I mean,
Yeah.
who wants to say tomato and can say pomodoro?
Pomodoro.
It just sounds more appetizing as well, right?
Has this elegance to it.
Absolutely. Elegance is something that we're not going to have right now,
Yeah,
right?
sure.
Because what we learned in this program is that you and I are not the best pasta eaters, are we?
We are not, no, especially me. But let's just dig in and see how this one goes.
Let me see your technique. Okay, you're getting better.
Yeah, a bit.
All right, that's good. Baby steps.
All right. You want to go ahead first?
Sure, why not?
And I started realizing that, you know, it is Italy's most famous dish, I'd say. So it was cool to see a perspective where even though she's trying something that she's already tried before, it's nice to try it from the place that it was originally made, right? So, which is Italy, it's home place. But I think you mentioned this before as well, that she's on a journey of self-discovery, and this is like what everyone else would, like even picky eaters would prefer eating spaghetti over anything else. This is just basic ingredients. I thought it was actually a bit odd that she would go for spaghetti, because, you know, if you're going on a journey of self-discovery, why not try something new, something you've never tasted before, or it's just going to be a new experience for you to look back on.
I would say it has a lot to do with the familiarity of it. Yes, she's trying to experience new things, but especially since this is the first leg of her trip, something familiar will help ease that her walking into that new life, down that new road. And spaghetti pomodoro does sound familiar enough to, let's say, spaghetti meatball, for example, that it opened her the option for her palates later on when she eats different things like the various pastas that she experienced, the pizzas and whatnot. Is it basic? Absolutely, but it's also delicious, and the way it's done is still very different than what she would have experienced in Manhattan.
For sure. It has this sort of authenticity to it, especially because it's at its home place. And I mean, eating it right now, I completely understand why she would pick it, you know?
What do you think of the pasta?
It is absolutely delicious. It is a bit spicy though.
I do
Very
apologize for that. I did speak to Chef Ali off camera and asked him to just give it a little bit of a kick.
Of course he did, but you know what? We'll let it slide.
I mean,
this time.
it's a drop kick, but still, it's delicious.
Yeah, it is very delicious. It's very buttery. It's just like this explosion of flavors in your mouth.
The tomatoes are very different than what I'm used to, because I think most places would probably serve tomatoes straight out of a can.
Yeah, this is freshly juiced.
You can taste the freshness here, right? And even the pastas are cooked perfectly.
Yeah.
It's not too harsh, not too rigid, just perfect.
Perfect amount of.
And I think that's something that a lot of people underestimate, how to cook pasta well.
Yeah, it is a very hard thing to do. You know, there is like this perfect like flour to egg to water ratio. Wait, do they add water in pasta?
I'm gonna embarrass myself to say maybe.
I don't think they do. I got that. I'm mistaken. Anyways, there's like this perfect ratio that goes into actually making the perfect pasta. So I applaud Chef Ali for like mastering the art of the perfect pasta.
I mean, he hasn't disappointed us yet, right?
Not yet.
And I'm waiting for that day.
Yeah.
Take like a big spoonful of his food and say, it's not for me. But he hasn't yet. And honestly, the longer the season goes, the less I believe in that.
Yeah, I don't think he'll disappoint us anytime soon.
It's all good. It's all good.
I'm in love. I'm having a relationship with my pizza.
You look like you're breaking up with the pizza. What's the matter? I can't.
I mean, you can't. This is pizza margarita in Napoli. It is your moral imperative to eat and enjoy that pizza.
You know, Zain, I can have the same joy exactly the way Julie Roberts enjoyed every bite. It's so relatable. Who hasn't had the moment when a dish just transports you to another place?
It's very delicious, and I'm pretty sure that's what Julie Roberts was enjoying in the movie. It's a beautiful moment in the film, and food has this incredible way of amusing us, you know? Like, my favorite scene was when she first discovered that how amazing pasta can actually be. I mean, just that look of excitement in her face said everything about Italian food. So, and I'm a big fan of Italian food. So it was truly one of my favorite scenes in the film. What about you?
See, to me, I would say, I'll probably say, give the whole praise segment. Her journey to India, going to the ashram, being one with herself in prayer.
For sure, yeah.
It's just a beautiful scene. It does have that element of melancholy just a bit, but it's also so joyful at the same time, so powerful in its relevance of the situation.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that scene. I absolutely love the movie as a whole.
That's a very beautiful scene. I like that too.
The Guru Gita is an ancient text, 100.
I also love the cinematography. I mean, the way the camera lingers on the food, the preparation, it almost makes you want to jump right into the screen and taste it for yourselves. There's a real magic in those moments. It's more than just cooking. It's about savoring life, finding joy in the little things.
The way the film ties the joy of food into Liz's journey of self-discovery is so powerful, and I think that's one of the reasons the film resonated with so many people. And when she tastes that pasta, it's not just about the food. It's like she's realizing something about herself too. So, that being said, thank you so much for watching us, and of course, a huge thanks to Chef Ali Yosif for this incredible Italian dish.
Yes, thank you once again to Chef Ali Yosif. We hope that you've enjoyed this culinary trip to Italy. And remember, whether it's food or film, it's all about savoring the experience. See you next time. Bye.